Hi, I'm the real Owen. Welcome to video 4 of iSTAND's Biodiversity and the Senses series. Today we'll be talking about the visual system. Yay! Put more simply, the visual system consists of a stimulus, which is the light that we can see, and receptors, which are the rods and cones that exist in the back of our eyes. When we look at the diagram here, we can see how the light comes in through the lens where it is refracted to the back of the eye. We call the back of the eye the retina. The retina consists of rods and cones, which are sensory organs that allow us to process both grayscale and different colors. However, not all animals have eyes like we do. For example, lampreys don't have true eyes. They have what we call eye spots. These eye spots only allow them to see light and dark and not color. Some animals, such as dogs, have color blindness. This means that they do not have the cones that exist in the back of their retina that allows them to see light in the form of colors. This means they are only able to see in black and white. Other species, like birds and turtles, are actually able to see electromagnetic fields. Although this sounds really complicated, to them it exists just the same as we can see out of our eyes. This allows them to migrate and be able to find their homes after long periods away. Some animals, such as lizards, snakes, and turtles, have oil droplets in their cones. This allows them to filter out short wavelengths of light, improving their visual acuity. Other animals, such as birds and butterflies, are able to see UV light, which we are not able to see. Birds are able to do this because they have a special pigment in their eyes that allows them to see this UV light, whereas butterflies actually have 6,000 lenses. Sensory information that passes through our eyes in the form of light is transferred to the brain via the optic nerve. The optic nerve then runs into the occipital lobe of the brain, which is right at the back. If you put your hand on the back of the head, you'll feel your occipital lobe. The information that goes into the occipital lobe is varied depending on whether our eyes are open or closed. When our eyes are open, our occipital lobe is receiving varying information from the environment around us. However, when our eyes are closed, the information is all standard because all we can see is the darkness. However, not all animals function primarily during the day, such as us. Animals that function at night are referred to as nocturnal, and they have to adapt differently to be able to see the same way that we can. These animals have certain adaptations, such as the tapetum lucidum. Don't worry about that word. What it does is it reflects the light that is in the eyes back into the retina so that it can be processed again. This allows them to see better despite being in a low light environment. However, light travels differently in water than it does in the air. For example, if we place this pencil into this cup, we can see how it appears bent. However, when we pull the pencil back out, we can see that the pencil is actually straight. This is because light, when it enters the water environment, it becomes bent, allowing us not to be able to see it clearly. Fish's eyes have the special ability to be able to see this light properly, allowing them to see better underwater, whereas we cannot. In the animal kingdom, our eyes are needed for different purposes. Sometimes this is to help us catch prey, sometimes this is to help us avoid prey, sometimes for movement, and sometimes for knowing where our body is at any given time. Depending on the animal, our eyes are set up differently to allow us to be better at this. For example, a mountain lion has his eyes directly on the front of his head. This allows for better depth perception when they are chasing and catching their prey. On the other hand, some prey, such as rabbits, would have their eyes on the side of their head. This allows for greater visual field and allows them to see a predator incoming. These animals are both well adapted in terms of their visual system for the purposes of survival. Our eyes, as well as animals' eyes, are essential to being able to communicate between each other, even if we don't use sound. For example, we are able to read someone's body language, facial expressions, or even use sign language to communicate without speaking. Animals are able to do this as well, although in their own way. Butterflies and spiders are able to show bright colors that their predators are able to see. This communicates to the predators that they may be poisonous and should not be eaten. Now it's your guys' turn to try some of these experiments and learn about the visual system for yourself. You guys will be able to try, like we did before with the pencil in the cup of water, to be able to demonstrate how light bends when it enters the water, as well as we've linked a video here where you will be able to see the different brain waves that occur when we have our eyes open versus our eyes closed. Thank you.